Hi, you guys. I wanted to talk today about how I went from being a homeless, destitute child to living in Costa Rica and manifesting the life of my dreams. So I am Fox Red Sky. I am your astrologer, your soul coach, and I am sharing with you my journey from extreme poverty to living in my divine alignment and being in the house of my dreams with the partner of my dreams. And how I did this with affirmations, astrology, just a little preview into how I got to where I am and how you can do the same. So I came from, two very broken people, one, very teenage, young parents, experimenting with sex and having, basically babies having babies, babies having babies. And this was the epitaph of my life for a long time until I kind of pulled myself up. But, living in extreme poverty where sometimes, there wasn't a place to live, there wasn't food on the table, sometimes sleeping in cars or sleeping in shelters with my mother, and also, this is so hard, no guys, we have no idea talking about this. Ugh. But also being severely abused physically, being verbally abused physically. I had a lot of terrible examples of the divine masculine. I had a lot of stepfathers. I wouldn't even call them that, but I had a lot of stepfathers that just, took out their frustrations on this little girl, all the way up into puberty and so forth and so on. And, it really was very soul crushing, to say the least, very soul crushing, to say the least. And I used astrology since I was a very young age to kind of understand the landscape around me and bring me into a place where I know that this is not all me, that these are this person's journey too, and to be understanding and to place myself in their shoes. And I did this at a very young age, even when I was being bullied in second and third grade, placing myself in the shoes of the bully and imagining, like, well, maybe they're being bullied, maybe someone's hurting them, and so I've used astrology and I've used affirmations to create the most magnificent, beautiful life. But I haven't allowed the darkness to cloud me and to suck me down into the pit. And I am an example that yes, you can. Even when it feels completely and utterly hopeless, even when you feel like there's no one or nothing that's going to help you. And I have used astrology my entire life, and it has made me aware of the cycles that life has. Everything has its season. Nothing is going to last forever. And when we get out of the short-term thinking, the immediate pain thinking, and we get into the long-term thinking, this gives you hope. It did me and gave me hope. And I would never, if that young girl, or even like 10, 20 years ago, that girl would not have seen where I am today in Costa Rica, in a 6,000 square foot villa in the mountains. I could have never imagined this. So I'm here as an example. And I think it's so important, and not to stray off the subject of astrology, but I think it's so important that everyone you treat, everyone you come in contact, whether they have acknowledged their own shadow and they're still dealing in that muck and the mire, to show them kindness, to show them love, because that is all there is at the end of the day, my dear friends. That's it. Whew. So, if you want to learn how to manifest the life you want, how to use these transits and how to see these cycles. You know, this ancient 1,000-year-old, 2,000, 3,000, who knows how old astrology is, form of knowledge to gain you clarity. Not just to gain you clarity, but to gain you insight in yourself and people around you. It's a beautiful thing. It's definitely the first step into becoming aware and becoming in line with your highest and greatest divine self. And replacing the old programming, replacing that negative voice with the positive voice, with those affirmations. And the zodiac are the archetypes. They are archetypes, the human archetypes that we have, that the ancients have just chronicalized. They've been, you know, looking at human beings and the stars for a long, long time, you know. And so to look at each of these archetypes and to integrate all of that which you need from each one. Yes. And I talk about all of this in a book I wrote called Astrological Manifestation Handbook, which I will place a link below. I wrote that from my heart and from spirit, for sure, absolutely. But regardless, you can take it upon yourself and look at each one of these archetypes and pull from them what you need in your life right now. And that, my friends, this is a little secret I'm sharing with you. I know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I love y'all so much. This is a little bit of my story of how I went from being a homeless kid, from two very sad parents, to basically attracting my soulmate, attracting and manifesting this beautiful home in Costa Rica, and really finding peace and forgiveness for all those who have trespassed against me. Anyway, I love you with all my heart. Wherever you are in the world, just know that you're worthy. Just know that your dream is right there, even if you can't see it, even if you can't touch it, because you are that. You are all the things and more. Your power is so strong. I send you all my love wherever you are in the world. Mwah.